That is so wrong. Why would you tell that joke? What's up, y'all? Sean Master Lee.
And Lulu.
All right, Ricky Gervais is here. This time he's going to have a hot take on PC culture. And, you know, with Ricky, he always starts off saying, look, I don't mean to offend anybody. And then he goes off to offend everybody. Like everybody. I don't think there's been one ethnic group, sex,
size, and
shape that has not been in his target. Yeah. And sometimes it's funny because I'm like he was making fun of fat people. I'm like, I'm pretty sure he was pretty fat at one point too. But he's very honest about himself too. Like, yeah, I'm not that great. I think that's just it. Like, in order to be this mean, you gotta
experience it. No?
You gotta at least live some of it, right? Okay. It's sort of like self-realization too. I'm curious what his take is on this.
PC culture. PC culture is what? The new generation is just...
No, PC culture is probably my generation, being politically correct, right? Today, I think it's more like woke culture is kind of what they're... It's like along those lines, but it's kind of the same thing. It's just being mindful of... you know, everyone's feelings, which anything that's taken to an extreme becomes, I think, a problem. That's why comedians are here to kind of get us all back in line to get along. By the way, want to see some more cool reactions? Make sure you subscribe.
And if you want some hotness, check out my fantasy show, only for my fans.
I hope I haven't offended anyone with any of the subject matter in this show. I really do. It's not the point. But if I have offended anyone, and I'm sure I have, then I don't apologise for it, because there's a spate of comedians going, oh, sorry, I didn't mean it. Shouldn't have said it then. You're an idiot, right? They bow to this pressure of going, oh, these witch hunts going, are there things you shouldn't make jokes about? No, there's nothing you can't make a joke about. It depends what the joke is. Comedy comes from a good or a bad place. It's contextual. It's like this big debate about swearing. Is swearing okay on television? It depends. Use your common sense and your remote control. Don't write a letter. It's like, be warned, right? If it's a documentary about prisoners on death row, there's probably going to be a bit of language, okay? They've got nothing to lose, right? Whereas I'd complain if it was the news and Trevor McDonald came out and went, oh, fuck me, nasty train crash, right? I go, no, Trev, do it straight. That's the news, mate. That's right. Like if I was watching Antiques Roadshow and Michael Aspel was there with a sweet old 90-year-old man, and he went, well, Albert, this ring your dead wife left you is worth fuck all, and she's made you look a right cunt on telly.
I can't understand half those words. It's very British. It's like, I know he was just sweared, but was he swearing in a naughty way, or it's very British. He seems really out of breath, too. He looks like he's been doing laps on that stage. Or he's just fat. Actually, he looks really shit. Like, here, he looks really good. He looks like he's in super duper shape. Like, if you saw pictures of him, the dude was thick. Let's put it that way. He would be like the jolly uncle, right? Who comes in for, like, the holidays. he was that thick. So, kudos for him, actually, for losing weight, right? To recognize, like, you know, he was the butt of the jokes because, yeah, you can't control your weight. But in this case, his hot takes. All right, let's continue.
Actually, I'd love that. That would be amazing. Best episode ever. No, but what I'm saying is there's this big thing about, sick jokes. Oh, sick jokes. Oh, sick jokes. Thing is, you tell a sick joke with the express understanding that neither party is really like that. I wouldn't tell a sick joke to a known paedophile. I wouldn't go, here, mate, you are going to love this more than anyone, son. Right? Do you see my point? Right? And I've never been in trouble for anything I've said because I don't care what people think and I refuse to apologise for it. I mean, growing up, I always used to sort of like, you know, test the boundaries a little bit and try and get people to laugh at things they thought they shouldn't. I remember when I wasn't a kid, I was about 25. Me and my girlfriend had met this other couple. They'd moved down from the north, okay? And they used to come in the place where I used to work, and we had a couple of drinks with them. And then one day they invited us to a party, and we went along. And one, it was a dinner party. They hadn't warned us about that. But two, it was with their parents, both sets of parents, their grandparents, and some great aunts and uncles that would come down from the north to see how they were getting on. So average age of about 85, right? And I think we were an afterthought. They thought, oh, we got no one there our own age. Oh, what, that Ricky and Jane, invite them. So I came along, and we're still sort of getting to know them. And as I say, I always just do, muck around and make up jokes and see if I could, us Brits, we use humour all the time. Two Brits meet, and it's the first one to get a gag out, okay? Whether it's irony, satire, silliness, we use it as a sword and a shield and a medicine, but mostly as a getting to know you. Are you like-minded, okay? So I told this joke. I started off lightly, in case they didn't like that sort of thing. I said, why did the little girl fall off the swing?
What?
Because she had no arms. Yeah, right?
Why would you share that joke?
Sweet. And they laughed a little bit louder than that. There was only two of them, so thanks, right? So I thought, okay, they get it. They like that sort of thing. And, you up the ante a little bit. And I told this joke. Oh, okay. Let me have a little drink. Start the car? Right. I told this joke. I made sure the old people couldn't hear. Right. Father, sitting at home, reading the paper. His little girl comes running in. She's only 6. Hello, dear. Hello, Daddy. What have you been doing then? Been playing in the park. Oh, with your friends? Yeah, until the man came along. Until the man came along? Yeah, a man came along, and he asked my friends to leave, so it was just me and him. Darling, come over here. Come over, darling. Whatever happened, none of it was your fault, okay? But tell Daddy every detail. What happened, darling? What happened? He took me behind a wall so no one could see what we were doing. Oh, God, darling, and then what happened? He took my dress off. Oh, God, darling, what happened then? What happened then? He took his thing out. Oh, God, what happened then, darling? Nothing, that was it. Oh, we'll make something up.
That is so wrong. Why would you tell that joke?
What?
That's not even funny. That's just shocking.
Don't tell anyone that. I want it to be a surprise. So I told that joke, and I carried on. We're getting a bit drunk, and I'm telling more jokes. Eventually, we sat down about 9:45. They'd put 2 sort of kitchen tables together, and the host sat at either end, and they sat...
Well, let's put it. Clearly, they thought he was funny, and his jokes were like, oh, yeah.
Interesting,
because he continued to stay there. Like, he wasn't kicked off yet. Like, that joke, if you told that at a Thanksgiving dinner at my family, yeah, you better warm up the car at that point. I mean...
What was his point of sharing that joke?
I don't know. This way, even if you're like a comedian, even if you like to kind of push jokes, I like to kind of push people's buttons. I like to be a little bit frank as a way to, like, break the ice. There's a certain point where you also kind of know, like, those kind of jokes you say for after you know someone a lot, and maybe you had a couple beers.
Yeah, John, you even, like, said something at my party at work to my boss. I'm like, what the heck?
No, baby, did I say anything even close to that?
Well, it's not close to that.
Nothing even close to that.
But...
Nothing. Come on now. Come on, not even close.
Oh, my God.
Stop making it sound like I'm a...
Me in the middle, opposite this very sweet but very deaf sort of 80-year-old man. So the conversation was a bit stilted. And after about 20 minutes, Ian, one of the hosts, pipes up and says, oh, tell that joke. What? And all the old people go, oh, we love jokes. Do you? I looked at Ian, he went, have you fine? I went, okay. And he sort of got on with his conversation. I went, oh, they're all like that. They're all sweet old faces. I went... Father, sitting at home reading the paper, his little girl comes back, told the whole joke, got to the bit, we'll make something up. And they went, silence. I looked at Ian, he went, not that one! Thanks very much, you've been fantastic. Good night. Cheers.
Miscommunication.
Oh, God.
I bet that actually happened too. That's not just the story.
But who? Oh my God.
Yikes.
And they're all clapping.
Who does an encore for a comedy show.
Thank you. Cheers. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Not?
I should just say, not a lot of science. But then, if you've come here to revise for your thesis, you're fucked, to be honest. I should have called it an investigation into the rational and non-rational, because we imposed sort of scientific method on a few. We busted a few myths, remember? Fat birds losing weight and looking at... Remember that one? We did that. And we looked at a few things you may or may not believe in. Religion or racism, homophobia, two things I've never been a part of because they're born of ignorance and fear. And it's fear that I think threatens rational thought more than anything. I've always considered myself a sort of liberal, rational sort of bloke. And then after 9/11, the world went a bit crazy. Understandably, the rules suddenly changed and there was a lot of anger and fear and finger-pointing and hysteria, and I still try to remain rational in it all. I'd be in the pub with friends, and I'd be going, no, you can't say that. That's a generalisation. Oh, you just read that. No, you don't. That's not true. That's a received wisdom. That's not... No, you can't tar everyone with the same brush. No, it's still the safest form of transport. It's 16 million to 1. Trying to remain rational. That's in a pub. When I'm flying, it's more like, check him again. Can we? What the fuck? What? He's getting on my... Can I check him? Can I fucking check him?
I gotta watch the whole show. I'm curious his takes on all that stuff. Racism, religion, all that stuff. I kind of get a feeling, I get a sense of where he's coming from. He's basically going to use logic to break down irrational thinking. So, for instance, like, even though I don't necessarily know his hot take on religion, I'm willing to bet it's not a religious sort. He probably breaks down, well, if you believe it, prove it to me. And then you go through a whole diatribe of, like, proof, right?
Like,
and what it means.
Any subject, I guess, that is not easy to...
Like he says, I think any subject that is born out of ignorance, your take of it, is one where he's like, I'm ready for a takedown.
I'm gonna do it.
I'm gonna shed light on what really is going on. Or like another way to think about it, per se. I think everyone can laugh at a dirty joke. I think everyone can laugh at a joke that even makes fun of themselves, another group of people, and whatnot. As long as you get a sense the other person has the same mindset as you. Are you using the joke as a way to mask what you really feel, which is to be mean? Or are you using the joke as a way to kind of shed light on something that we all see as funny? Remember Dave Chappelle? He went like this too.
Oh,
but his take of it was so funny.
Yeah, it's different.
It was different. He set it up in a really funny way, and then I was laughing. I think the problem with this joke is like it's not funny. You just like, oh, that.
Yeah. It needs to be revised.
He probably could have told it in a funny way. It just needs to be tweaked. So if you need insights on how to do jerk off jokes, I don't know.